And you welcome here live from the Hawks Nest for tonight's regional quarterfinal lacrosse action between the Viera Hawks and the Oviedo Lions here on the Brevard Sports Network. Here is heading straight into the face-off here to get underway in tonight's 2A regional quarterfinal action here in 2A Region 2 between Viera and Oviedo, and a regular season rematch in a game that Viera won 17-7. And the opening face-off is going to see a penalty called on Oviedo to be Viera's ball to start. And their leading scoring midfielder, Connor Hoffman, will bring it in for the Hawks. On offense to start, these teams last saw each other at the end of the regular season on April 3rd. Viera winning that game 17-7. First shot of the game for Aiden McNamara rings off the right goal post there and back out of bounds, backed up by McNamara. Once again, we welcome you live here to the Brevard Sports Network. I'm Jackson Robb. Alongside me on the call tonight and behind the camera is Caleb Brown. Again, it's a matchup between the 4-seed Viera Hawks and the 5-seed Oviedo Lions in Game 1 on the quest for a state championship. Starts here at Viera High School tonight as Cannon Velitis will take the dodge from X. Bouncing off two defenders, loses the ball to go up in the air. The ball's still loose, trying to control it. A lot of strong checks there. Ball still on the ground. The Oviedo long pole struggling to pick it up clean. And got a lot of whistles here. And the call is going to be a loose ball foul on Viera. It'll be Oviedo ball. Brady Manning will bring it up.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
And Manning will clear it up ahead for Oviedo. And the Lions will take it up across midfield now for their first offensive possession of the game. That's Brennan Barlow with it. He'll pass it back up top now to Liam Swisher. Swisher moves it over to Taj Usher. Will step it into the box now for Oviedo. Back in goal, anchoring the defense for the Viera Hawks is the Utah commit, Jackson Lynch. He's named the player of the game in their district championship win over Vero Beach, and that pass from Barlow not on the same page as his teammate Braden Olson as that pass sails out of bounds, missing the target, and it'll be Viera ball after the Lions turnover. Ben Van Genekten will bring it up, the All-Cape Coast Conference defenseman. Viera led all teams in Brevard County with all-county selections this season. As Jackson Lynch will clear it up, give and go right back to Ben Van Genekten, who will go over. As he goes for the toe drag dodge there, we'll get the pass now. Up ahead and a touch into the box there by Caleb Pellet. And once again, the Hawks will take the ball down the alley. That's Cannon Velitis again will pass it up to Matt Goodman. Goodman swings it all the way up top to Connor Hoffman. Now Hoffman looking to set up the dodge. He'll go on the run down the alley. Hoffman shot on the run. Top right corner and a goal. And the Hawks strike first here in the regional quarterfinals. It's Connor Hoffman, the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy commit. Puts that goal in the top right corner to get it started for Viera. And their leading scoring midfielder doing what he does best there, scoring right on the run. For Hoffman, that's his 35th goal of the 2025 campaign, and it's 1-0 Viera here with 9:47 to go in the first quarter. I'll tell you what, if you don't play lacrosse or don't know, shooting on the run is a skill that is difficult to learn, and when you can do it well as a defender, it's so hard to stop a running shooter, and Hoffman there has perfected it. Buries that one top right corner to get it started for Viera's Blake McCaslin. Will get it off the faceoff for Oviedo, but then picked up by Matt Goodman. Fast break for Viera. Goodman cranks one, and it's wide left of the goal. Misses entirely, but is backed up by his teammate on the far side, Aiden McNamara. Viera will retain possession. Pass right up top to Cody Wessel. Wessel fakes the shot, goes to Velitis, who drops it. He's cranking up to shoot. Now Oviedo will look to clear. The goalkeeper, Ohm Shaw, gets stripped clean by Matt Goodman. Goodman picks it up, run around goal. And Goodman gets that one to go as he strips the goalie clean, takes the ball and dunks it in. And that's the Embry-Riddle commit, the future Eagle, Matt Goodman, with the goal. And just like that, with 9:12 to go in the first quarter, it's already 2-0 for Viera. And that's an unassisted goal for Goodman, who did it all himself, forcing the turnover on the ride, and then putting in goal number 42 on the season for Goodman. Hawks finding their stride early now with a 2-0 lead. Oviedo Struggling to get possession here early. Face-off goes up in the air and taken this time by Taj Usher for the Lions. As Usher puts a move on, gets in the box, on the run. Usher's going to go all the way in. One-on-none shot goal for Oviedo. And no slide, no help there from the Viera defense for Jackson Lynch. And Taj Usher goes from the face-off circle all the way to the goal circle and gets Oviedo on the board only 14 seconds later for his 19th goal of the season. Makes it 2-1 just like that. And that's all on the defense there for Viera. Honestly, they're going, Usher wins the faceoff, runs it in. Not only did nobody pick him up, but nobody slid to help when he was running straight at the goalkeeper there. That's on both the middies and the deep holes. And I don't know if that was a lack of communication or just nobody wanted to get in front of the running midfielder, but that's a miscue and gives up a one-on-none shot for Usher with the goalie and gets Oviedo on the board just like that.
You know what, Jackson? And it's so nice when you have someone who can win a face-off and then go get you a goal. You don't have to drag him off.
Another face-off win there for Oviedo by Gavin Towers. Their face-off guy gets it himself this time over Matt Denon. Towers, though, getting pressed out wide by Ian Rosas. And that's going to cause Oviedo to take a timeout here as they were struggling to get it into the box off the face-off win. Timeout by Oviedo comes here with 8:39 to go in quarter number 1. It's 2-1 Viera Hawks. I'd like to thank our sponsor for tonight, Insurance Pros of Florida, located at 21 Sun Tree Place, suite number 104 in Melbourne. You can call them at 321-404-1234 at insuranceprosfl.com, the best in the business, Insurance Pros of Florida. I'd also like to remind everybody and thank the Florida High School Athletic Association for granting us permission to broadcast here tonight from Viera. And for more information regarding all state series action in boys, girls lacrosse, and also the baseball tournaments that are going on across the state of Florida this month, go check out FHSAA.com for more information. And if you're looking to plan your trip to the state Final Four, all that information is on FHSAA.com or on their social medias at FHSAA. And any rebroadcast or retransmission without express permission by the FHSAA or the Brevard Sports Network is strictly prohibited and could bring about sanctions upon you and your school. We'll come back out of the Oviedo timeout. It'll be Lions possession as they trail 2-1, but have the most recent goal in this one, trying to get some momentum rolling in their favor as well. The ball will come in from the far side of the box with Liam Swisher out of the timeout. Swisher will walk it up top now. Cut back, draws Ian Rosas. He'll pass it off now to Taj Usher. Usher will be guarded by Connor Hoffman, the short stick defenseman here. Usher will pass it off now to Clint Crossley. Oviedo will move the ball all the way around here and set up offensively. Set up now with Kyler Black, who draws the defense of Jonah Woodruff. He's going to look to isolate here. The offense stacks all the way down around GLE. One-on-one play, takes the dodge, passes off. Swisher was wide open. It's dropped off the head of his stick, but Swisher will go chase it down, scoop it up, and set up. Liam Swisher trying to go on Ian Rosas. Swisher on the run. Pass right in front of the goal, right on the crease, and it's a goal for Clint Crossley. And wide open right there in front of the goal. Great assist by Liam Swisher. Sets up the goal for Clint Crossley. For Crossley, that's goal number 31 on the season. And just like that, the Lions have come rallying back and have tied this game at 2 after a quick 2 goals by the Viera Hawks out of the gates. And that's just a great job by Liam Swisher to find his open man, and Clint Crossley just kind of creeping right in there on crease. Nobody defensively finds that, and that's, again, that's just communication at that point. Someone, whether that's Jackson Lynch in goal or one of the other defenders, has got to see that because Crossley was wide open, and that's a little... That's easy.
And I don't know, I agree with taking Swisher still, again, that far out of the box coming out. Let him come to you, and then you get physical with him, with someone who's got that kind of length on him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's one of those guys you wish they listed height and weight on max reps because Swisher looks possibly 6'5".
At least.
Yeah, just touching into the box there is Kyler Black, another face-off win for the Oviedo Lions, and That's the biggest key in lacrosse to really starting momentum. Goals are one thing, but scoring and then winning a face-off is even more. Inside, pass down low on GLE is dropped with a loose ball back behind, and a big hit there laid by Jonah Woodruff's going to draw the flag.
Yeah. Look, you know, there are a lot of people that will say, you know, what is he supposed to do? But when you're coming from behind, you either got to choose one. Either hit from behind, or you can't hit high.
Yeah, that one comes in a little high for Woodruff there on Trey Ritter, who is going for the ball behind, and that's going to go give Oviedo a chance to go man up here with 7:15 to go in the first quarter. One thing after another right now, just going in the Lions' favor here in the opening quarter of this one. And their leading scorer, Trey Ritter, will bring it in from X here. First man-up opportunity of the game for either team here. As now Oviedo will go back up top to Swisher. He'll pass it off now to Black. Give and go back to Swisher. Takes a slap check there. He'll pass it all the way around. Viera's had a solid man-down defense all year. Pass up top again to Black. Pass deflected out of the air. Got to win a ground ball here if you're the Hawks to try and kill this penalty. Oviedo gets it again with Liam Swisher. He'll go up top. Rosas out of position here. Swisher doesn't attack it this time. Kyler Black will have it up top. I didn't see the penalty that was given to Woodruff, so don't know if it's 30 seconds or a minute. Either way, backside pass shot. Great save by Jackson Lynch on the doorstep there from Clint Crossley. Very similar to what their last goal came off of, but this time Lynch expects it, gets the save. Lynch looking for help upfield. Passes low and dropped and scooped immediately up by Swisher. Pass right in front of the goal inside. Shot, bounce shot, skips over the goal, possibly deflected by Lynch, and the official is going to say that Lynch was the closest one to that ball when it went out. It'll be Viera ball.
As the penalty has ended, Viera is all even now at this restart.
Great penalty kill. That was really all in the hands of Jackson Lynch. That was two fairly open shots on goal there for Oviedo, but Lynch gets in the way of both of them. And Hoffman over the middle gets checked hard there. He'll roll out of bounds. Good defense there by Braden Olson.
So the referees in the stands went looking, and what some didn't see.
Yeah, it's going to actually send Braden Olson to the box there. And the fans in the stands wanted the ball to be with Viera. It was definitely out of bounds off of Connor Hoffman, but that was a hit in the back there.
I didn't see the hit, so.
Yeah, he came in from behind there, catches Connor Hoffman from behind, and that's a close call. The officials make the right one, though, and that'll put Viera man up here with 5:47 to go in the first quarter. Their first man-up opportunity of the game. Goodman pass up top now to Wessel. As the Hawks will move it around now to their leading scorer, Aiden McNamara. Creeps in, pass back up top. Now to Wessel, who drops it, scoops it back up off the bounce and swings it to man. And low bouncing shot there. Taken in by one of the defenders, whether he wanted to or not. Good strip there defensively and scooped up by Copeland Lee. Lee on the run, swings it up ahead. The pass is dropped and skips out of bounds. That'll be a turnover, as the penalty was cleared, though, by Oviedo. So we'll go all even now. A nice penalty clear by the Lions there, a short penalty at that. As we go back all even, Connor Mann will have it up top. Now back to McNamara, fakes the step down. He's getting followed all the way out by Copeland Lee. He'll pass it down inside now. Quick move by Connor Hoffman, shot and a goal. And the second goal of the night for the Merchant Marine Academy commit, Connor Hoffman, as Viera jumps back in front 3-2.
Great job there by Hoffman, just finding that little crease, getting it, and then that quick turnaround shot.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Hoffman as well as a midfielder, almost playing an attack-like role, coming in from down low. Good cut towards the net, and a nice pass there by Connor Mann, or actually that was Aiden McNamara, I believe, that set up the goal for Connor Hoffman, his second of the game. And a nice one there for Hoffman on the run once again, makes it 3-2 Viera for Hoffman. That's his 36th goal of the season. As they head back to face off, Oviedo has controlled the face-off circle so far. We'll see if that trend continues as that one goosed up ahead by the Oviedo face-off man. But Oviedo left the box early while trying to go for that ground ball, so they're going to lose the rights to it, and it'll be Viera's ball.
Wait.
Or not. Far side official motion that it was on Oviedo. So either he pointed the wrong way or they're not on the same page. Could be a simple mistake. We'll see right now the ball in the stick of Oviedo. So they're going to say Viera left early, rather. So it'll be Oviedo ball. Kyler Black will have it up top. Cody Wessel, the short stick D-midi, waiting for him to dodge here. Calling for the man to his right. Wessel pushes off. Black gets a step down the alley. Black shot straight to the stick of Lynch is saved. They'll clear it right up ahead. Pass dropped by Cody Wessel. Ball skips up in the air down the sideline. Scooped up by the Lions. Up top with Kyler Black. Black bouncing off of 3 defenders. Gets ahead now. And Oviedo trying to turn the break. Kyler Black's pass, though, sails high off the stick of Brandon Barlow, and that's a turnover for Oviedo. Trying to turn the fast break. Ben Van Genekten will bring it in now for Viera. And Oviedo's just going to choose to ride the midfielders here. Van Genekten now draws Trey Ritter. He passes it back over the head of Jackson Lynch. And luckily nobody back there for Oviedo. Lynch, Viera got to get it across midfield at least. That ball will skip up ahead to Matt Goodman. It's dropped. And that's going to roll out of bounds and be a Viera turnover as Clear kind of discombobulated from the beginning there. And either way, if Goodman did get that, good chance of failure to advance was coming soon. Is now to go from one end of the field to the other as Oviedo will look to clear. Keaton Rank will pass up ahead straight to Aiden McNamara, who saves it from back in bounds.
And says he wasn't there in time.
Yeah, that is the call. It's going to be Oviedo ball. Going to say McNamara did not save that one. And I'm going to look at our delayed instant replay up here before I make any statement here. Yeah, that's not the right call. McNamara still had that right foot in bounds. That's a close call, though, to make in live action, and they give it to Oviedo. Liam Swisher on the run. Pass down low to Barlow. Barlow gets by Woodrow, steps behind X, wraps around. Barlow, pass right in front, shot, and a goal for Clint Crossley. As he toes the crease, stays outside, and puts in his second goal of the night. And again, that's the second time now Crossley's just sat right on the outside of the crease. Nobody for Viera, slides and knocks him out there. And that second goal of the night for Clint Crossley ties us back up at 3.
And right now, what I'm noticing from Viera is people are trying to, when I say go for that knockout shot, I mean physically, a lot of long passes, which typically works out for Viera, but you got to understand right now, if you're Viera, you need to calm down, start slow on your offense,
take
and then
the
roll.
easy plays.
Right.
That's the thing. I mean, every coach I've had, when you talk about a clear, the long pass is actually the last option you
Correct.
really want to take. You want to make the easy passes, the guaranteed passes, and get it to your strongest midfielders, deep holes, whoever is your strongest man on the clear, as it's going to be Viera ball here. It looks like the official's not on the same page here, and they're going to go talk it over. Now, the fans in the stand, the refs in the stands wanted a crease on that last goal, but I can tell you for sure Crossley was outside of that crease. And a great job by him to stay outside. Now fast break for Viera, shot by McNamara, sails wide of the goal. And it's backed up now by the Hawks. Another whistle here.
Lots of early whistles in this one.
Some explained, some not explained. Either way, this one, something to do with the Oviedo sideline. See some frustrations from the head coach. It seems like over there, Coach Gavin McGuckin is now on the run. Matt Goodman cranks one as he stumbles down, gets the shot away, misses the mark, backed up again by Cannon Velitis. Definitely going to be a physical game tonight, as Velitis will bring it back from X, played out by Keaton Rank. Velitis from X will wrap around. Rank pushing him out, past a McNamara, unguarded shot. Once again, misses the net entirely, and that's one trying to hit that top left corner, just sails high, backed up again, this time by Matt Goodman. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. This game tied at 3. Goodman pass up top to Caleb Pellet. He'll pass off now to Connor Hoffman. Hoffman now draws the long stick midfielder of Blake McCaslin. Now McNamara draws 2 deep holes. McNamara cranks a shot straight into the back of the defender there and through a double team. Not the easiest shot to make. Ball still free. And we're going to get whistles from the backside again here.
I get what McNamara was trying to do. However, when you draw 2 deep holes, you've got to pass it backwards, back to your wide open partner there.
However, the whistle was a loose ball foul on Oviedo. Pass inside, just misses Connor Mann. Loose ball again, picked up by Caleb Pellet. And Viera will set back up top now with Connor Hoffman. Hoffman passes down to McNamara, cranks another shot, misses the mark. Backed up again by Cannon Velitis.
You're absolutely right, Lee. Oviedo definitely does have the size advantage and length.
Velitis back up top. Hoffman step down shot. And that's off of an errant stick by an Oviedo player. Now, I don't know if that stick got dislodged, but as far as I know, you're not allowed to throw your stick to block a shot. Now, that's what ended up happening, but I guess you can't judge intent there as the ball ricochets off the stick of Copeland Lee. First time I've ever seen that happen, whether intentional or not. Right time, right place. As pass back up top again, Caleb Pellet takes a jab step, pass back out to Matt Goodman. I will say time of possession, Viera's dominated here in the first quarter, but haven't had a lot of shots on goal inside. Connor Mann cranks a low shot and a goal for Viera for Connor Mann. With 45 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Hawks will jump back in front now 4-3. And that is Connor Mann's 14th goal of the season. And a big one there for the Hawks to jump back in front 4-3. And that's the key. If you can have long possessions and score on them, that is the worst case scenario for an opposing defense. Because not only are you wearing them down by the long possession and controlling the game clock, but you're scoring goals. And with that one, it is now 4-3 Hawks. We head back to face off again. It's Matt Denon against Gavin Towers. Once again, 2 seniors going at it. And that's another win outright for Gavin Towers. Towers on the run. Runs right into Cody Wessel. Gets by Ian Rosas. And slings the pass back around to Brandon Barlow to set up. Barlow played all the way out by Kevin Silva. Viera Poles leaving the box here. Barlow pulling him all the way up to midfield. Pass dropped there by Swisher. Scooped back up by Taj Usher. Usher passes over to Liam Swisher. Swisher drives down the alley. Passes back behind to X. Pass right inside. Dunk and a goal for Liam Swisher. And he uses all of that height. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of it there for the goal. Yeah. And only 38 seconds later, we're back tied up again at 4. As that's Liam Swisher's 34th goal of the season. And again, that's the 3rd goal tonight right on the edge of the crease for Oviedo. And as a deep hole, that's one where the coach should just be telling you, you have full permission to level that guy. Whether he scores or not, he can't be on his feet celebrating after that goal.
It's almost like a hard foul in basketball. When they come in the paint, you got to make them understand, if you're going to come in this paint, you're going to take a hit. You're going to take a shoulder. You're going to take something that's going to make you think before coming and trying to go one-on-one with my goalie.
And again, even if he does score that goal, he can't be standing up afterwards.
Correct.
As clock rolls under 2 seconds, and that faceoff is going to be the end of the opening quarter here in the regional quarterfinals. As this game has gone back and forth all the way through, and we're same differential we started with, all tied up 4-4 here through 1 quarter of action. And I'll tell you what, this one looking like it's going to be a doozy here tonight.
Listen, playoff high school sports, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Jackson, while we have this quick moment, let's take a chance to talk about the 321 Empowerment Inc. Career Planning. Guest speaker, none other than national champion head coach Ed Ogeron. Sign up April 26th from 8 to 1. Jackson, tell everyone else about the details outlayered in the Brevard Sports Network post.
Yeah, calling all high school males on Saturday. 321 Empowerment is holding a career planning day at 321 Empowerment Youth Organization. The mission is to strive to inspire, educate, and empower 9th through 12th grade males. This is accomplished by creating a nurturing and inclusive space that will help youth build critical life skills, pursue their passions, and grow into active, contributing members of their communities. By offering innovative programs, mentorship, and collaborative partnerships, 321 Empowerment will foster leadership, resilience, and a drive for positive change, ensuring every young individual has the tools to thrive and create a lasting impact in the world. Please attend this great event, and please register below. And that is at www.321empowerment.org. And again, that's in partnership with the EFSC MMI Club. Lunch and transportation provided. This will be on Saturday, April 26th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the EFSC Melbourne campus, Building 4 in the auditorium, with guest speaker, again, National Championship head coach Ed Orgeron.
I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a guy who's, hit lows and hit highs. I mean, being on top of the college football world, he knows how to talk, and I'll tell you what, that would be something I'd definitely be interested in checking out, and you all should too. Again, registration is on the flyer. Also head to the Brevard Sports Network post, I believe 2 posts below this one. Again, get registered. Will be a fantastic event.
Yeah, great point there made by Lee Rogenberg in the comments. Yeah, Viera needs the face guard swisher early and often in this one because, again, I mean, I've played against some tall offensive players myself, and that's the most lethal thing that you can do, as a player of that height, is literally just sit there on the crease, and if you're not going to get hit, high point those balls and dunk them literally over any goalkeeper. Jackson Lynch here, doesn't matter how tall you are as a keeper, there's always going to be a spot over your shoulders that separates your shoulder from, the crossbar, and if you have that height and you're not contested up high, you can just lob passes up from X and just dunk them straight in. The goalie, especially then too, coming from behind the defense, the goalie's eyes are coming from behind the goal, and by the time he turns his head, you're right on top of him. And as long as you stay out of the crease, that play will work all night long. 4-4 this game through 1 quarter of action. Next 12 minutes go up on the clock here for the rest of the first half as they switch sides of the field. Now Viera's field is one that is built east-west, so now the Oviedo goalkeeper with the sun in his eyes for quarter number 2. Something to keep an eye on. Jackson Lynch had the sun in his eyes in quarter number 1. As they head back to face off again to start the second quarter. And face off kicked ahead on the run. Viera having the best chance at it, but not being able to pick it up. There was Kai Stolas. And now finally picked up by Connor Hoffman, but he draws a triple team. And that ball is going to roll out of bounds. It'll be Oviedo ball.
Okay.
As the last one to touch it was Connor Hoffman there. And then he was quickly boxed out by Copeland Lee. As Kyler Black will bring it in for the Lions quickly across midfield. Pass right up ahead to Swisher, drops it off the head of his stick. Pass outside, down low on GLE was there. And that ball rolls back behind. That is a pass, so that'll be a turnover. Last touch by Trey Ritter goes out of bounds. It'll be Viera ball from behind. But once again, you see Ritter creeping around there from X, and if he was able to haul that one in, one step above GLE, and he's got a nice shot on goal again. Those Viera 3 close defenders have got to keep an eye on the crease area in GLE right now because that's where Oviedo's been most dangerous. It doesn't matter who you're playing, whether it's the best team in the state or the worst. That is the most vulnerable area of the field for any goalkeeper. They get away with one there, though, as Oviedo turns it over. Ben Van Genekten will pass it up ahead to Jackson Lynch. And Lynch will pass it back to Van Genekten, as the only one back there riding is Brandon Barlow, covering all that empty space. Pass up ahead, deflected by Clint Crossley. Knocks the ball to the ground and is taken by Braden Olson. Olson throws a little bounce pass there up ahead. And loose ball taken up by Oviedo. Pass back up ahead now to Trey Ritter. Oviedo on the run. Shot inside. And looked like deflected by Lynch. And Jackson Lynch backs up the shot himself. And it'll make it Viera ball. Viera did a much better job there covering up the fast break and stopping the man who was cutting down the middle, I believe was Clint Crossley once again. As Jonah Woodruff will bring it back in now for Viera. Woodruff passes it off to Ben Van Genekten. The only Viera defenseman with any prior experience, believe it or not, this season is Van Genecton, and you've seen how well that Kevin Silva and Sean Hartman have adapted to the role this season. As Lynch passes it upfield to Connor Hoffman, and Hoffman on the run, puts a stop on, rolls back inside, got to get a touch in the box here. Goodman drops it, and a loose ball scooped right up by Brady Manning. Ball loose again, Manning struggling to possess it. Ball still loose. Oviedo struggling to get it in. Kenan Velitis finally scoops it up for Viera. I will say loose balls tonight have not been clean for either team. Hoffman takes a jab step, runs in high, takes a check to the helmet, dives and scores. Somehow no penalty is drawn as McNamara rows the boat, and Viera takes the lead 5-4 as Aiden McNamara puts up his first goal of the night here to start the scoring in the second quarter. And that's his 200th career point. Congratulations to Aiden McNamara on goal number 66 of the season. That leads the Hawks. That's his 200th career point, including both goals and assists. And that's the Mars Hill commit, Aiden McNamara, with that one. And again, I don't know, missed the call there as his helmet was nearly taken off by the D-pole there.
But that's something Viera kind of needs to show. When someone gets that close, to getting that close to the crease, you need to make them fear the numbers and at least have a hesitation before coming into the crease like that.
And there's Aiden McNamara who will lay out on a dive and score anyway. Right. As Viera takes the 5-4 lead here with 10-12 to go in quarter number 2, as a loose ball on the wing missed there by Ian Rosas. Loose ball goes out of bounds off of Matt Denon, and it'll be Oviedo ball now for the Lions from the sideline. And again, this game's been back and forth the whole way, but Oviedo hasn't led yet in this one. Official's going to go talk about it again. Now, if they're just discussing the out of bounds, that appeared to me to be just off of Matt Denon, but I guess there's more to it because it's going to be Viera ball. After official deliberation, they'll change the call here. I do appreciate the communication between officials. I've seen officials be not on the same page before, but just go with, whatever one of them says. It's key. Talk to each other, come to one call, and well, now I don't know what's happening.
Oh, they made a motion to the table there.
Well, the first motion made was timeout Viera. The Viera coaches don't seem to think they took a timeout. These are the times you wish you had mic'd up officials, so I knew what was going on. I don't want to assume anything that's going on at this point. I know we have a timeout on the field, though, with 10:05 to go in the second quarter. Viera leading 5-4 in this 2A Region 2 quarterfinal match. Winner of this one will play the winner of Lake Mary and their 8-seeded opponent, Lake Mineola. All-time series between these two teams, 2-1 in favor of Oviedo, with Viera's only win in the series coming earlier this month on April 3rd, as Oviedo took the games in 2021 and 2022. 2022, a game that ended Viera's season in the playoffs, the last time these teams saw each other in the postseason there in April of 2022. Now 3 years later, they see each other again, and it's about as close as it was last time. That one, Oviedo won 8-6. As now with 10 minutes to go in quarter number 2, it's 5-4 Viera. And if that was a charge timeout to Viera, that is their first of the half. Ball is with Viera here, so possibly an early release gives him the ball. Possibly the ball is out of bounds off of Oviedo on the far side. I don't know what the officials ended up coming together and deciding, but I do know that it is Viera's possession here from just outside the box. We'll go from there. Here with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, Cody Wessel will bring it in, and going straight at Braden Olson, he'll pass it off now to Hoffman as Viera gets a touch in the box. Now Kenan Velitis will take it, pass back to back to Goodman now. Goodman will go to Connor Hoffman. As the Hawks set up now for a dodge, Cody Wessel goes with it. Has a step on Olson, trying to cut inside. Will pass it off now to Velitis. Viera will move it around once again. Not a lot of off-ball movement. Goodman with a tough shot and a goal. His second goal of the night on the run there, going low to low. Bottom right corner goal for Matt Goodman. That was a tough shot with the defender right in his face. And he gets the goal to go. For Goodman, his second goal of the night. And that is number 43 on the season for Matt Goodman. And Viera leads by 2 now, 6-4.
And see, this is what we were talking about earlier. Slow it down, get those shots, and now you can kind of roll into what Viera does.
A very low angle look there for Matt Goodman with the defender standing square in his way, but he shoots around him and gets it to go in the bottom right corner of the goal. Makes it 6-4 Hawks. Face off again, turns into a big loose ball. Still picked up. Nobody has it yet. Biggest thing for Oviedo tonight's been finishing those ground balls. Another ground ball win for Viera. And scooped up by Connor Hoffman. It seems like the Lions have had the ball in their sticks 4 or 5 times every ground ball, but they just can't come away with it. Hoffman running straight to the goal. No slide. Comes backside pass. Goal for Matt Goodman. Great unselfish play there by Connor Hoffman. Passes off for a first half hat trick for Matt Goodman. That's goal number 44 on the season for him, and Viera jumps ahead by 3. It's 7-4. And again, great play. Hoffman could have cut to the goal there, but saw the best look was Matt Goodman cutting right at him. He takes his assist. Goodman takes the goal, but again, this time it's Oviedo that just chooses not to slide from crease, and that's one you see Hoffman running in. You got to collide to him, and if you leave Goodman open, so be it, but you got to at least make an effort on Hoffman as he was running through. There was another defender still down there that just chose not to slide. Face-off win there by Oviedo. Loose ball skips its way over to Clint Crossley. Crossley takes it into the box. Pass back up top to Taj Usher. Usher passes back up top to Liam Swisher. Swisher will roll over the top, guarded by Connor Hoffman. Hoffman giving him some space, trying to guard the inside. Swisher will set up for the dodge, takes a step, cranks a bounce shot there with little angle, but backed up by 2 of his own teammates, and Trey Ritter will go take it in from the end line now for Viera, or for Oviedo. I'll go right to Swisher. You got to watch him right here, wrapping around crease. Hoffman got to cut off the inside. Swisher makes the move, tries to cross over. Great defense there by Connor Hoffman. Strips it clean, takes it on the run. Hoffman clearing it himself. Gets pushed towards the sideline. Good pass to Velitis. We'll get it down low to Aiden McNamara. Viera will set up now. Pass back across the skip. Goodman. And they're going to get a... It's going to be Viera's ball, as it looks like they're going to call...
Tripping, maybe?
Tripping would have put him in the box. That's what I'm confused on. I don't know what the penalty could be where the defender doesn't go to the box. I didn't see a penalty there. Either way, it's going to be Viera's ball again. Pass back outside to Aiden McNamara. McNamara loses it. Scooped up, and they're going to get a slash on McNamara. Big hit there by Cannon Velitis. And you're going to get a flag after the fact here. And now it'll be 1 on McNamara for the slash, and then a second flag came in, and they're going to call that one on Christian Denon. And that had to be something after the play.
So Lee there said on the one we didn't see, could have been just a simple push on crease.
Some good college lacrosse updates. Tampa men's lacrosse leads Embry-Riddle 21-4. Former West Shore Wildcat Zach Johnson playing for Tampa. And Lynn also leads Rollins 9-7 in the third quarter.
And I'll tell you what, though, if you're Viera, you really don't want to have look, you're up 3. But the way back and forth this game is swaying, you don't want to go 2-man down and allow Oviedo to climb back into this game. 7:36 left to go here in the second quarter as they get started.
Yeah, now Oviedo going 2 men up as Denon and McNamara in the box. 6-on-4 for Oviedo. As they'll play from behind now with Trey Ritter. Pass back up top, skipping back inside. Jump shot, And just misses the mark there for Trey Ritter. Loose ball will roll all the way out to the sideline, and it is off a shot. So Oviedo just chooses to back up the shot instead of trying to keep it in. Kyler Black will bring it in. And now Rosas out of position, wide open in front of the goal. Pass, shot saved by Jackson Lynch. I think that was one too many passes there for Oviedo. A little bit too selfless. As now both penalties will be released. Jonah Woodruff gets the hit from behind. Good defense as Oviedo didn't know the penalties were cleared. Players tumbling to the ground, but Woodruff not aware of where he's at on the field, and he runs straight out of bounds. Oviedo will keep possession, but the two-man up penalties are both cleared. Both teams still perfect on penalty clears tonight as Clint Crossley will pass it back behind Trey Ritter on the run. Wraparound shot, another great save by Jackson Lynch. From the no-angle shot there, wrapping around crease. There for Ritter, now with a short stick at X. Barlow will go on Cody Wessel. Pass back up top, step down shot. Doesn't get even to Jackson Lynch. Is that one taken in by a defender? I think that was off of Woodruff. Pass back behind, dropped by Trey Ritter, and another Oviedo turnover back behind. It'll be Hawks ball from the end line here. 6:20 to go in quarter number 2. Those are the unforced errors that are hurting Oviedo so far tonight, and that's the difference when you have those longer offensive possessions. The difference in scoring and the longer possession being a benefit, not scoring, and then that longer possession being a detriment to you. And a big hit there by Trey Ritter. Draws the flag, and to me, that's just a good hit.
Yeah, that's just playing physical there.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. He ran right at him, and he got hit. I mean, that's about the extent of what I saw there. Yeah, I mean, that's just Lacrosse. I'm just going to be honest. But Lacrosse sends Trey Ritter to the box and puts Viera man up. As Wessel will bring it in for the Hawks. Again, both teams have done a good job clearing their penalties tonight defensively, as we've seen no man-up goals for either team. Man has it up top. He'll pass it down low to McNamara. McNamara steps down, cranks one, and misses the cage entirely, backed up by Connor Hoffman. Hoffman pass down low. Goodman cranks a shot through two defenders, but a nice job by Ohm Shaw, the goalkeeper, to locate that one through the screening. As the clear, though, not going up so well. Ball still loose. Finally scooped up by Copeland Lee. Lee on the run, passes it into the middle of the field, is loose. And picked back up by Liam Swisher. Draws the double team. Swisher on the run. Van Genekten breaks his stick. Viera down a long pole. Oviedo's got to go. Swisher shot. Nice save by Jackson Lynch. And he'll clear it right up the field to Connor Hoffman, who's wide open. Hoffman on the run. Great check there. The can opener for Blake McCaslin. Picked up again by Cannon Velitis. Velitis pass inside on the run. Connor Mann. Lift check from behind there by Ibrahim Iqbal. And Iqbal with it now, getting it up the field for Oviedo. Viera still man up, by the way. Iqbal gets across midfield. Pass inside to Swisher. Good check by Kevin Silva. Ball still free. Liam Swisher finally picks it up. And the penalty now cleared for Oviedo. With 4:40 to go in quarter number 2, Viera leads by 3. As we go back 6-on-6. And Trey Ritter just coming back in from the penalty box. He'll wrap his way back down low to GLE. Hoffman will give him some space here down low. Ritter just holding the ball right now. Not a lot of off-ball movement. Ritter going for the dodge on Hoffman. Rolls up underneath. Shot. Goal there for Trey Ritter. And that is the Lions' leading scorer, getting his first goal of the night. And that was just one. He just took his matchup. Ritter's 69th goal of the season. He's got over 100 points on the year, and that was just a nice play. And Hoffman's a good short stick defender, but a guy like Ritter, as slippery as he can be there, you see that dodge is going low, going underneath his check, and going right to the goal. And that shot left his stick at mock speed and goes right by Jackson Lynch. Makes it 7-5 with 4:02 to go in quarter number 2. I'll tell you what, I don't think any lead's technically going to be safe in this game no matter what.
No. Look, these may have only played just a little before a month ago, but things change when it comes to playoff, when it's win or go home.
When you learn a lot, especially from out of county. You know, if they were from the same area, you get a chance to watch them. Maybe you can go down the street and watch one of their games. I don't think Oviedo's traveling to watch Viera and scout them, and vice versa. I don't think Viera's going to scout Oviedo, as that is going to be the last time out of the half for Oviedo here with 3:49 to go in the second quarter, as they look to set up possession here and go for another goal. Once again, I'd like to thank Insurance Pros of Florida, located at 21 Suntree Place. You can call them at 321-404-1234, insuranceprosfl.com for the best in the business and all your insurance needs here. Call or reach out to Insurance Pros of Florida. Got some baseball on tonight as well. I believe game one of Viera versus Dwyer.
Yes.
With game 2 coming tomorrow night as well on the Brevard Sports Network, along with a highly anticipated game at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time between game 3, winner takes all Satellite versus Key West baseball.
And I'm going to go ahead and make a statement. If you're here in Brevard County and you love high school baseball, I highly encourage Satellite High School, 3 o'clock, Brevard County. Let's pack out the stands and make the visitors feel like visitors up here in Brevard County and give the Scorps all their support for Game 3, win or go home. And let's send the clown back down south 8 hours.
It's been a spirited series so far in that one. The first Game 3 we've seen in Brevard County history in baseball and the new FHSAA rules for playoff baseball. Best 2 out of 3 in the regionals. As out of the Oviedo timeout, Liam Swisher takes a toe into the box to clear that clock, and now Oviedo will set up top. Taj Usher with it, guarded out by Kevin Silva. Usher rolls down low, looking to take Silva all the way back. Usher makes the roll dodge, now turns on the Jets inside. Shot by Usher gets deflected, and that time Jonah Woodruff lays the hit, and they're going to call him for it. But even then, that's a penalty or take if you're Viera, because somebody had to lay a hit on a guy going right at the goalkeeper. But that is going to put Oviedo back man up.
I mean, look, that's a 50-50 call.
He hit him from behind. That's what they're going to get him for there. But again, you'll take that penalty on a guy that's cutting right at your goalkeeper, but now the defense going to have to make a play. Good dodge, driving inside, passes off to X. Swisher up top, fakes the catch, shot off the goalpost, and picked back up by Kyler Black. And that's off of the goalie's best friend right there next to him. The big orange thing, shot that time, just saved by Lynch on the shot attempt by Taj Usher. As Lynch will look to clear it, he'll walk it out of the crease, send it up the field, and it's dropped on the clear attempt. Scoop back up by Kyler Black for Oviedo. Black on the run, puts a stop on, now steps into the box. Oviedo still man up, as they'll pass it back across now to Taj Usher to set up. Back down low to Trey Ritter, pass inside, and the quick shot by Clint Crossley sails over the crossbar, backed up by Brandon Barlow. Wide open inside is Swisher. They don't pass it to him. Back up top, Black shot. Sails wide left, backed up again by Barlow, but Oviedo missed Liam Swisher that time. Again, wide open on the crease. By the time they saw him, he was covered up. And now they'll go all even. Back inside, Swisher wide open. And you can't make that mistake back-to-back. And that time they find Swisher for his second goal of the night. And with 2:18 to go in the second quarter, that 3-goal Viera lead is down to 1. It's 7-6.
I mean,
Swisher's 35th goal of the season.
Swisher looks like a beacon of light standing amongst the Viera defense. You've got to have a body on him if he's anywhere near the crease, ball in hand or not.
I mean, at this point, if you're Oviedo, I mean, I know you got a great game plan and it's the playoffs, but at this point, almost scrap the plays and just see how many times Viera will leave Liam Swisher wide open in front of the goal. Because as of right now, that adjustment has not been made, and that's something that Coach War is going to have to make at halftime, or the next timeout or whenever they get a chance to talk to his players, because that slide has not come at all tonight inside. And not only has the slide not come, I mean, it just hasn't been picked up at all. And face-off won by Oviedo, but cradled out of the stick as Matt Denon will pick it up. And we'll get a Viera timeout here with 2:10 to go in the second quarter to ensure that they retain possession.
And while they take a timeout, we're also going to take a timeout. 2:10 left to go here in the second quarter.
Welcome back here to the Brevard Sports Network. Oviedo with the momentum here with 2:10 to go in the second quarter, but Viera holding the 7-6 lead. And it'll be Hawks ball after the timeout from their sideline. Connor Mann will have it just across midfield, but again, the momentum with Oviedo, and it's just been all right there on the crease, right there on the doorstep, as Connor Mann will run it across midfield and touch it into the box for the Hawks here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Viera's lead was 7-4, but the last two goals have been in favor of the Oviedo Lions. Connor Hoffman with the ball up top, looking to take a matchup here. Hoffman with 2 goals already on the night, takes a dodge, pass inside to McNamara is behind him. Loose ball, Oviedo struggled with those tonight. Brady Manning picks it up. And Manning will take it on the run now, has a step on Connor Mann. Brady Manning on the run, still going. And clears that ball up the field. Wide open man up ahead. Pass down low. And that's just a shot you have to take. Is that ball back behind? Great effort there to keep it in bounds by Brandon Barlow. And somehow Oviedo keeps that ball in bounds. Getting inside, faking the shot, but that's 1-on-6 at that point. I mean, at the very top of the possession, though, Jacob Corrente had an open shot. Just need to step down there, forced a pass that got deflected. Luckily, the Lions kept possession, but they could have had a run-and-gun goal right there. The shot's passed up. Now they'll play from behind with Trey Ritter. Under a minute to go in the first half. Oviedo looking to tie it up before the break. Barlow up top, rolls off the screen from Swisher. Brandon Barlow off the double screen. Barlow down the alley, fakes the shot, pass right in front of the goal again. Is lost. Lynch out of net. Ball is still loose. Nobody in cage. Just got to put a shot up and it bounces over. Back inside. Shot dropped by Oviedo. And 2 golden opportunities. And they can't get a shot on net. And there's the physical defense we were looking for from Viera. It just takes their goalie to leave the cage. 20 seconds to go in the half. Oviedo got to put a goal through here before the half after those opportunities. Swisher has the inside on man, takes a running shot, saved down low by Jackson Lynch. Ball still free, under 10 seconds to play. And we got whistles, clock stops with 6.3. We'll get a loose ball push on Viera. And Oviedo will have 6.3 seconds, got to go straight to the goal here. Trey Ritter, pass right inside is dropped. Black cranks the bouncer, and it skips over the goal. 1.5 seconds to go. Oviedo's going to have to, I don't even know if they have a chance to get it in here in a second and a half from behind. Swisher, pass snagged by Jackson Lynch, and that was probably the best defense Viera played in the whole first half there in the last 2 minutes, keeping Oviedo out of the goal, and that keeps Viera up by 1 into halftime here in this 2A Region 2 quarterfinal game between the 4-seeded Viera Hawks and the 5-seeded Oviedo Lions. Your halftime score, Viera 7, Oviedo 6. Welcome back live here to the Brevard Sports Network for second half playoff action here from the Hawks Nest as Viera leads Oviedo 7-6 in a tight back and forth first half. And I'll tell you what, it's been a good game, but it's been some sloppy lacrosse here, some turnovers for both teams, some miscommunications on defense. And I think whoever makes the better halftime adjustments will be your winner in this game. And it shouldn't take long to see who did that. As again, a lot of the things that need to change for both teams are going to come from these defenses. And we'll see who makes the better adjustments here and can control the ball. As Viera leads by 1, their biggest lead of the first half was 7-4, but Oviedo got the last 2 goals in the half, made it 7-6. Winner of this game will face the winner of number 1, Lake Mary, number 8, Lake Mineola. Pass back inside, Connor Hoffman shot right off the stick of the goalkeeper there. The ball loose, scooped up by Keaton Rank, but the ball goes right back down to the ground as they fight for it back behind the goal. Scooped up by Viera, pass all the way across to Aiden McNamara. McNamara gets a step shot and a goal. And 57 seconds into the second half, it's Aiden McNamara getting things started for Viera with his second goal of the night. And a team leading number 67 on the season for McNamara. And that's a nice job going off the loose ball. Goes to the other side of the field, and that's so hard as a deep hole in open space to guard someone like McNamara who can make a dodge like that and just leave you behind in open space with no help to come. And McNamara scores it on the run, and just like that, it's 8-6 Viera. I think that's been arguably one of the biggest miscues tonight for Oviedo has just been ground balls. They have not been able to control ground balls tonight, and Viera's done a good job creating possessions from that. And it's going to be Viera ball again as they're going to get a hold on Oviedo. And Cody Wessel will bring it in. Gets a touch in the box, runs all the way around. Wessel going right to the goal and drops the ball on the shot attempt there. Off the slide attempt by Oviedo. Pass back up ahead on the run is Jacob Corrente. Corrente up across midfield. After the trail check by Aiden McNamara doesn't land, Trey Ritter will take it all the way into the box for Oviedo. Ritter passes it off to Liam Swisher. Swisher with 2 goals in the first half for Oviedo as he'll pass it off now to Usher. Usher has the matchup with Jonah Woodruff. Usher cuts back up top, passes off to Liam Swisher. And now Oviedo will play from behind again with Trey Ritter. Setting back up top with Taj Usher again. He wants the matchup with Woodruff. He'll draw him up top again for the ISO. Smart play by Woodruff. Won't go out there to play him. But Woodruff got to watch the screens and the off-ball movements. They're going to double up on Swisher. Usher on the run. Has help up top. If he wants it, he'll pass it back behind now to Brandon Barlow. Barlow pass inside on the run. Skips right by Trey Ritter and Taj Usher out of bounds. And the turnover there for Oviedo, and early on, that's a quick adjustment Viera made defensively, doing a much better job guarding those cuts in the crease. And Cody Wessel looking to clear it with a split dodge there, loses it. Off the stick check by Oviedo, ball still free. And another ground ball for Cannon Velitis. At this point, I feel like he has about 10 ground balls or so in this game. Velitis has done a great job keeping possessions live, but he'll lose his stick there. And a good yard sale and a scoop for Brady Manning. And there's a little bit of extracurriculars back down behind, but ball still up in midfield and taken over. And that's a missed over and back there for Jacob Corrente. And they'll get it all the way to the box with Liam Swisher. Swisher passes to Taj Usher. Usher up top trying to take the matchup with Connor Hoffman. Stutter steps, drives inside, fakes the shot. And once again, Oviedo will go back and play from X. Kevin Silva applying the defensive pressure. And this time, Barlow trying to draw Silva out of the box defensively. Barlow on the run, now 2 back at X. Barlow rolls back, pass back up top. Taj Usher cranks his shot, nice save by Jackson Lynch. Going low to make that one. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Viera leads by 2. As Trey Ritter will take it back in from the end line. And a good check there on the ball as it'll roll back across midfield and scooped up by Oviedo. Pass back inside. And it'll be Viera ball as they get the over and back on Oviedo. It'll be Viera possession now right at midfield. Connor Hoffman will take it over for the Hawks. As Viera will set up again offensively. McNamara swings it over to Christian Denon. Denon sets up the dodge. He'll roll over the top with it. Pass over to Goodman, fakes the drop, picks it up. Goodman takes some punishment, gets a nice shot off anyway. Yeah, but a good save by Ohm Shaw. And what a play by Goodman. I don't know if he meant to do that, if that was a fake loose ball or what, but he dropped it, scooped it up, and ran. Nearly got a goal out of it. Now on the sideline, good move there by Copeland Lee. Lee still going with it. And finally dishes it off to Trey Ritter. Ritter gets in the box, big time hit there. We're going to get Sean Hartman for the penalty there, and I'll watch the replay before I say anything, but from first look, I'm going to use this quote again. That was Lacrosse.
Well, you said it yourself on your Instagram post. Lacrosse is not a collision sport.
I did say that.
Well, actually, you quoted it from someone who told you.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at somebody.
Yeah, I mean, that's the official. It looks like he comes in high there, but that's shoulder to shoulder. As now Oviedo will go back man up. Both teams had multiple man up opportunities in the first half, but it was 100% penalty kill for both defenses. Viera looking to keep that up here. Pass back inside. Ball is loose off of Ritter. Viera somehow with numbers on the ground ball despite being man down. Again, this is where Oviedo struggled, but Liam Swisher picks it up. Pass down low, wide open. Great save by Jackson Lynch on the doorstep off the shot by Brandon Barlow. Barlow backs up as he tried to go down low through his legs.
And that's the senior Jackson Lynch coming up big when his team needed him.
Barlow takes a dodge, gets by. Connor Mann, wraparound shot. And another save for Jackson Lynch. And more whistles, but we got a player down on the play now for Viera. Or actually, that's an injured Oviedo Lion, rather, down on the field. Yeah, we have an injured Oviedo player in the field, going to make it an injury timeout.
No, forward. And as they tend to, we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and talk about the 3-2-1 empowerment career planning in partnership with the EFSC MMI Club, taking place at the auditorium in Building 4 with guest speaker, national champion coach Ed Ogeron. It's going to focus on leadership, mentorship opportunities, and as well as help young people start gathering up. Because look, it's never too early to think about career prep and think about what you're going to do next in life. And the better planning you have towards that, the easier success and opportunities come to you, especially when you can get registered here with the 3-2-1 Empowerment Incorporated. Again, and you get a chance to meet a national champion head coach, someone who's on the top of that college football mountain, Ed Ogeron. All the information you need is right here on the flyer, or you can head on over to the post here on the Brevard Sports Network over on the Facebook page, and a couple posts down, all the information you need to register, sign up, and truly be a part of an awesome event.
As the injured player for Oviedo was Brandon Barlow. As Barlow walks off the field under his own power. Great sight to see with 6:19 to go in quarter number 3. It's 8-6 Viera with the lead. Possession stands with the Hawks, and it's with Jackson Lynch, the goalkeeper, who will bring it up for Viera. Pass back up ahead. Jonah Woodruff slips the long pole. Woodruff down low. McNamara with a step inside. Shot with no angle, hits the post and bounces out, scooped up by Brady Manning. A lot of fight here. McNamara going to lose that one out of bounds. It'll be Oviedo ball. That's physical ground balls there for Oviedo, making sure McNamara can't turn back inside, and they push him out of bounds. As Manning will swing and pass it up to Copeland Lee on the clear for the Lions. Lee's pass deflected and dropped, but scooped right up by Taj Usher. Usher drawing a double team up here at midfield. They haven't gotten in the box yet. I don't know what Usher's doing. Got to move into the box. Usher still going, and that's a failure to advance. And really had no motivation there going towards the box for Usher, kind of running back and forth, thinking he already had a touch. He did not. Nobody lets him know. Viera on the run. Goodman takes it, skips it inside to Velitis. One more pass now over to Aiden McNamara. Makes a quick move. McNamara rolls over the top. Bounce shot, goal! And a hat trick for Aiden McNamara with 5:27 to go in the third quarter. Second Viera Hawk with 3 goals on the night joins Matt Goodman, as McNamara notches goal number 3 and a 68th on the season. And puts Viera back up by 3, 9-6. And we talked about whoever made the better halftime adjustments was going to be seen quickly here. And so far, that's been the Viera Hawks, both offensively and defensively.
And that time right there, you saw the athleticism of McNamara and the lacrosse skill. Makes one defender miss, puts a little bit of a hesitation step on the second defender, gives himself, he only needs a little bit of space to get those shots off.
Can't let him get that close to the goalkeeper as McNamara puts in a goal. Viera ties their game-high lead of 3 goals. Oviedo can't let this one get out of hand here. Ball still free. A lot of tumbling bodies there. It's going to be a loose ball push on Oviedo. Looked like some players just got tangled together. It'll be Viera ball. Jonah Woodruff will bring it up. Woodruff on the run. Great overhead check there by Ibrahim Iqbal. Iqbal on the run, getting hounded from behind by Aiden McNamara. As Woodruff goes down, Oviedo on the run. But they'll stop once they get into the box. Liam Swisher. Swisher passes up to Taj Usher. Usher passes it off now to Kyler Black as Oviedo will take back over on offense. Still scoreless here in quarter number 3 with 4:40 to play. As Oviedo will play from behind now. Trey Ritter skips it up top now to Taj Usher. Usher skip pass, good deflection there by Connor Hoffman. Loose ball going back to the corner. And it's kept in bounds for a moment by Oviedo, but Clint Crossley ends up kicking it out of bounds. Another Oviedo turnover. It's been the biggest issue tonight for Oviedo has been turnovers and ground balls. As they'll play it inside to Jackson Lynch. Lynch on a wire up ahead to Connor Mann. Mann telling Hartman to get out of the way. Mann now will pass it to Sean Hartman, who cradles it out of his stick up across midfield. Loose ball. And they'll get a loose ball push there on Blake McCaslin. As it'll be Viera ball. Hoffman on the run. And finally gets the touch in the box there down the alley. Getting pressed by McCaslin. Hoffman continues to run him all the way back behind. Pass back to Matt Goodman with a step. Goodman feet inside on the run. There was Christian Denon, had a look. Just couldn't haul in the pass as now Velitis will scoop it up. And whistles and Oviedo ball.
I think they're going to get Velitis there on that. On the push.
Yeah, it was either Velitis or McNamara, whoever had the off-ball hit. And I don't know if they called interference or if they called that an illegal screen. And Oviedo goes back and gets Trey Ritter. Ritter goes back and gets the ball, takes a roll back inside. Now over to Taj Usher, pass back inside. Another failure to advance on Oviedo. And again, that's just lacrosse IQ. Your first, motive has got to just go to the box, get a touch, and then set up. Now Viera on a fast break. Ben Van Genekten cranks up and scores. And a long pole goal in the playoffs for Ben Van Genekten. With 3:22 to go in the third quarter, as nobody for Oviedo chose to play him. And the long pole scores, and Viera on a 3-0 run here in the third quarter as they jump ahead 10-6. And that's just a series of unfortunate events for Oviedo. They don't get it in the box, give up a fast break, and then nobody plays Van Genekten. They don't honor his shot. And I'll tell you, he's one of the best long pole shooters I've seen here in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And you give Van Genekten that shot, he's going to score it. 10-6, Viera leads.
Jackson Lynch trying to draw some energy from off the bench.
And face off, won again by Oviedo. Gavin Towers takes it himself. Towers loses the ball. Van Genekten dives for it, but it's scooped up by Clint Crossley, and Oviedo will set up once again. Really looking for a goal here. 3 minutes to go in the third. Cutting inside, jump shot there by Ritter, saved by Jackson Lynch. Lynch will walk it up. Oviedo have chose not to ride the goalkeeper all night. Lynch will feed coming in from the box to Cody Wessel. And Wessel goes across. The Oviedo midi loses his stick across midfield. Wessel all the way into the box. And passes it back up top now to Cannon Velitis. Viera holding the ball up top. McNamara with the jab step. McNamara rolls over the top. Pass down low, no looker pass, shot by Cody Wessel. Yeah, good look, but saved by Ohm Shaw. As now again the clear for Oviedo. Pestered outside there by Aiden McNamara. Ball still free as they fight for it. McNamara wins it. Takes the swim dodge, nobody cut into the goal. McNamara will go all the way back behind. Dodges, now passes to Cannon Velitis. Velitis over the top, cranks a low shot, goes left to the goal. Backed up by Christian Denon for Viera. 1:51 to go in quarter number 3. Denon will bring it back in from X for Viera. Quickly it passes it over now to Matt Goodman. Goodman takes the dodge. Pass inside to Velitis is dropped. Loose ball scooped up by Aiden McNamara. McNamara passes over to Velitis. Swings it over all the way down to Matt Goodman now. Goodman on the run. Shot just sails over the goal that time. Once again backed up by Christian Denon. Connor Ridgely with the ball up top now for Viera. Passes it over to Matt Goodman. Goodman cranks a shot and goal. Number 4 of the night for Matt Goodman from the outside, and the Hawks are rolling. They jump ahead 11-6. And with 1 minute to go in the third quarter, it's another goal for Matt Goodman. That's number 45 on the season for him. And a nice shot there from the outside by Matt Goodman. Fun fact, Matt Goodman is an uncle. His little nephew is in attendance tonight. And putting on a show for him there with 4 goals as they head back to face off. Viera's outscored Oviedo now 4-0 in the third quarter. And again, those halftime adjustments are big, and so far Coach Warren, that staff on the Viera sideline, looking like they made the better adjustments so far. 1 minute to go in the third. Tight face off. Ball is loose. And won by Oviedo, but a little bit of pushing and shoving on the inside. And it's Viera ball.
Wow.
They're going to get a flag there after the fact. And I think they're going to get Ian Rosas there for pointing. After the little pushing and shoving there, it looked like Rosas was running off and kind of pointed at the guy that the penalty was called on. So that's where they're going to get the unsportsmanlike, I believe, on Ian Rosas for Viera. Puts Oviedo man up here with 58 seconds to go in the quarter. And for the Lions here, a big opportunity to put up a goal before we head to the fourth. Albeit Hawks have all the momentum, but 5 goals in Lacrosse is doable. And 4 is even more doable if the Lions can get one before we head to the fourth quarter. As Liam Swisher will bring it up back into the box for the Lions. Swisher skip pass now to Taj Usher. Passes down the alley now. And now Oviedo will play from behind with Trey Ritter. Ritter, chop steps, now passes up top. One more pass, Usher. Had a chance at a shot, pass down low. Great look, but off the pipe there for Clint Crossley. Wrapping right around GLE. Ball kept over by Kyler Black. On the run, shot saved by Jackson Lynch. Lynch will clear it up the field over the head of his teammate. Scooped up over midfield by Brady Manning. Gets a midfielder back. Manning will take off with it now as we head all even. Another penalty kill for this Viera defense. Taj Usher pressed by Hartman. Only 5 seconds to shoot. Usher got to go to the goal here. Nowhere to go, and Oviedo's not even going to get a shot off before the end of the quarter. As we head to quarter number 4 here from Viera, and it's a third quarter shutout by the Hawks defense that has them ahead 11-6 heading into quarter number 4.
Hello, Space Coast. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your support of BSN and allowing us to cover your student athletes and come into your home each and every night. Give us a follow on Facebook at Brevard Sports Network, and here's to many more years of top-notch sports coverage right here in Brevard County. Thanks again.
Welcome you back here to the Brevard Sports Network. Quarter number 4 getting set to get underway here from Hawks Stadium as Viera outscores Oviedo 4-0 in the third and have opened up their biggest lead of the game as they lead at 11-6. For Viera sports fans, game 1 in baseball right across the way at USSSA Stadium. Viera leading Dwyer 3-2. That game also on the Brevard Sports Network. Viera girls lacrosse also picked up a win in their playoff game last night. They'll advance to the regional semifinals to play 2-seeded St. Thomas Aquinas. A lot of Viera representation in the postseason here this season in spring sports.
And again, coming up tomorrow, we have 2 huge baseball games. Look, if you love the sport of baseball, these are 2 games you need to come see. The Satellite Scorpions take on the Key West Conches. In Game 3, win or go home, as the Key West travels up to Satellite. Let's pack out Brevard County, step up and support Satellite in their win or go home game against Key West. And then, honestly, 1 game of baseball is great, is good. 2 games of great baseball. Come on up to USSSA, where, again, another gorgeous facility to watch baseball in. And we have Viera versus Dwyer, Game 2. I mean, lots of great action. Come out and show these athletes your support and let them know we love seeing sports here on the Space Coast.
As we head back to face off, Oviedo last chances here for their season as they trail 11-6 here in this regional quarterfinal matchup. Winner faces the winner of Lake Mary and Lake Mineola in the regional semifinals. But for now, all the focus is just on winning tonight. Viera up by 5. Can Oviedo make the comeback? As they head to face off, this is something Oviedo has excelled at tonight, is winning the face-offs. Gonna have to do that again. Another stalemate at midfield. Ball comes out loose. Still free. Long pole kicks it out for Oviedo, and it's won by Kyler Black for the Lions. Black on the run, gets ahead. Kyler Black going in the middle. No slide coming. Shot by Black goes wide left. Backed up well by Trey Ritter, but again, no slide coming from down low to high. The only one was the chaser of Kevin Silva. So Oviedo retains possession here at the start of the fourth quarter. Rolling back behind is Brandon Barlow. He'll take Ian Rosas back there with him. Barlow on the run, slips down at GLE, rolls back, slips again. Takes a check to his helmet there, no flags. As they go ball back up top to Taj Usher, back outside to Ritter. Ritter cranks a shot, top left corner in the goal. And Oviedo strikes first in the fourth quarter. 47 seconds in, it's the second goal of the night for their leading scorer, Trey Ritter. Makes it 11-7.
And I'll tell you what, that's not a time you want to give up a goal. You know, look, I still equivalent it to Allen like Allen does to hockey. You don't want to give one up in the first 2 minutes of a period or the final 2 minutes.
Ritter there with his 70th goal of the season. And the biggest thing here, and a 4-goal deficit is definitely manageable for Oviedo, but the biggest thing for Viera is holding them long enough to get to, I would say, about 10 minutes or less to go, which isn't a long time, but where you can really just start holding the ball offensively. As you got whistles on the face-off. But that's the big key for Viera, is getting the ball offensively and just holding the rest of the way. You don't need to attack the goal anymore. Nope. You don't, as an offense, you don't need to put up any more goals. It's all on the defense's shoulders right now. As they head back to face off, it's Matt Denon for Viera versus Asher Vale for Oviedo. 11-12 to play. Viera leads 11-7. As they'll reset him again. As they head to face off after the Oviedo goal by Trey Ritter. And the loose ball trying to get it out to the wing. There's Oviedo and taken in by Blake McCaslin. McCaslin looking to get rid of it. Heaves up the middle of the field. Taj Usher can't bring it in. Ground ball scooped up on the first try there by Ben Van Genekten. Now taken by Connor Hoffman up across midfield. Hoffman on the run, takes a hit from behind. He goes down and draws a late flag, but the right call there on the hit from behind on Connor Hoffman by Blake McCaslin. Now Viera will go man up with 10:44 to go in this game, and I'll amend my last statement. You don't need to go to the goal if you're Viera unless you're man up, which they are now, and this is your time to rein in some goals and put up some insurance on the board if you are the Hawks. You want to make sure that lead is above 3, I believe, is the magic number, where if the lead is 3 or less at the under 5 or 6 minute mark, you have to keep the ball in the box. So if you're Viera, I know you want to keep that lead above 3. I believe 3 is the magic number. It's either 3 or 5. As Connor Mann will have it up top. He'll pass it over to Aiden McNamara. Both teams have been scoreless on man-up opportunities tonight. Pass right down low to GLE. Good feed by McNamara, but great defense by Oviedo to clear Hoffman out of the way. Skip pass dropped by McNamara, and that ball will skip its way out of bounds, and a turnover there for Viera while man up. It'll be Oviedo's ball from the sideline. And they're still man down. Pass in the middle of the field gets to Taj Usher. Usher will run it across midfield. Ian Rosas will trail him as a long stick midfielder. As the penalty is cleared by Oviedo, we go all even once again, 6-on-6 with 10 minutes to play. Pass back up top to Liam Swisher. Swisher with a short stick matchup with Cody Wessel. Swisher sweeps over the top. Pass right in front of the goal. Saved by Lynch. Didn't even realize it. But again, Clint Crossley wide open in front of the crease, and some of the demons from Viera's first half starting to come out here. But a nice catch by Connor Hoffman on the run. Slows it down, skips it up ahead to Matt Goodman, and now Viera offensively should just hold the ball. Hoffman will have it up top. Hoffman will hold. Rolls off of Connor Mann, steps back. Now passes it to Mann. Mann sweeps over the top. Mann on the run with the short stick down the alley. Mann will roll back up top to McNamara. Swings it out of his stick. Loose ball, one-on-one. Good move by Copeland Lee going up and under McNamara. Lee on the run. Passes it off now to Clint Crossley. McNamara goes over as a midfielder. Back outside. Viera playing without an LSM right now as McNamara will run back and send Connor Hoffman over up the field. Nice shot by Trey Ritter, saved by Lynch, but the backup shot by Ritter and a goal. Off the rebound, Ritter puts up a hat trick on his 71st goal of the season, and here come the Lions. 3-goal game again with 8:47 to play. It's 11-8.
And this here, if you're Viera, you've got to stop this now. You've got to swing momentum back to your side, because right now this game is still close enough where Oviedo's like, hey, it's still attainable right here.
And in 3 minutes and 47 seconds, when that clock gets down to 5 minutes, if this lead stays at 3 or less, Viera will be forced to keep it into the box and, by the rule definition, make an effort towards the goal, a.k.a. they can't stand still with the ball. They would have to be moving.
Yes.
Which makes it difficult on an offense to kill the clock as they head back to face off once again. After another goal there by Trey Ritter off his own rebound. Loose ball, face off, nearly won by Ian Rosas for Viera. Ball still free. And as they continue to fight and scrap for it, it gets all the way back to Brady Manning, who wins it for Oviedo. Manning on the run. Manning going all the way in, cranks a shot, and saved by Lynch. That's when Manning just could have passed it off there and set up offensively instead if it's an empty possession. Matt Goodman will run with it. And Goodman will roll back now outside and kill the clock. Back up top to Connor Ridgely. Ridgely passes to McNamara. And the message still the same to the offense. You don't need a goal right now more than there's a need to kill the clock. McNamara on the run, getting pestered there by Copeland Lee. McNamara driving inside anyway. Shot, goal! Number 4 for Aiden McNamara through the double team. And a big one for Viera with 7:47 to play as McNamara puts him in front again by 4, 12-8. That's the tough look.
Just when you need something, McNamara steps up. It always seems like in those clutch situations, McNamara is able to take those shots off a double team that's just absolutely phenomenal.
For Aiden McNamara's 69th goal of the season. And after a relatively quiet first half with only 1 goal, then puts up 3 goals in the second half. Game still far from over with 7:47 to play. With a loose ball on the face-off. And won by Oviedo, but barely keeping the ball in bounds and never possessed by Wyatt Hammond. And Matt Goodman goes up and gets it himself. And Goodman gets pestered over to the sideline, gets the pass away to Cannon Velitis. Now back up top to Caleb Pellet. Pellet swings it to Connor Mann. Mann, one more pass outside to Connor Hoffman. Now Viera can just hold the ball again, up by 4. McNamara goes back behind to Matt Goodman. Goodman fakes the pass. If nobody plays him back at X, he can have a picnic back there if he wants. Goodman will continue to fake the passes, wait for anything that comes wide open, but nobody is playing Matt Goodman. Back behind, Oviedo's got to understand their situation here. I mean, there is still time on the clock, but Goodman can waste as much as he wants. Finally goes out and gets played, and then Goodwin tucks one in for the goal. The worst case scenario there defensively for Oviedo. Goal number 5 on the night for Matt Goodman. And that was just a complete breakdown because here's what ended up happening. The guy that went out to play him was the goalie, and that left him out of position. Whatever the defender was just had no intentions of playing Matt Goodman. And when the goalie moved, Goodman wrapped around and put one right behind him for his 5th goal of the night with 6:44 to play. Viera's lead goes right back up to 5 just as quick as Oviedo cut it to 3. And honestly, your job as a defense this late in the game becomes simple. Go play hands, go play the ball. And Oviedo not doing that, and that really cost them here with these last 2 possessions. The Hawks cashing in. Face-off going out to the wings. Cooped up by Oviedo, running the wrong way. Going to go back in reverse, back upfield, trying to get it to Copeland Lee, but just a rough face-off for Oviedo. McNamara on the run. He'll step up and crank one. And a nice save there, but picked back up by Viera's Jonah Woodruff. He'll lose it. Ball still free. Finally taken by Oviedo, and he takes a big hit from Jonah Woodruff. Ball still free. Woodruff will pick it up, lose it. He'll get leveled there. And that hit comes in high. Cannon Velitis will come in, and here we go.
And right now, if you're Viera, you can't be involved, right? You can't get involved right now.
They're still going.
No.
This is one if you're Viera, you're up by 5 right now. You can't take a suspension in the next game against Lake Mary.
No, you cannot.
And if you're Oviedo, this is still a fine. And things getting heated after the high hit there on Jonah Woodruff. Cannon Velitis coming in, and I'll leave it to the video proof after that. I don't need commentary for that. And 6:05 to play. The officials will have a lot to sort out here. A lot to sort out. Well, we know for sure going to the box for Oviedo was Blake McCaslin for the high cross check. And now we wait.
Again, we're just here waiting on final decisions.
I will say upon review, I didn't see any punches thrown, which is the good news for both sides, but good amount of pushing and shoving, I'll say that. As the game goes on pause here with 6:05 to play in this one.
And look, you know, it's been a physical game, you know, from the first face-off. At some point, sometimes when you start getting, you know, emotions get involved. And I don't think it was ultimately like we're trying to start nothing. I don't think anyone was truly trying to start anything. Sometimes we all can lose our cool. You know, Jackson, you're an athlete, so you can speak to. You've been in that situation where you know maybe frustrations built up. You're seeing your season possibly coming to an end. You know, not that you've started anything, but you know that mentality of my season might just be coming to an end.
Yeah, the biggest thing there is just a teammate is when you start seeing that kind of mob.
Yes.
Someone's got to be the guy to pull, especially for Viera, you're winning. That's what I can't emphasize enough. There's no benefit to you to have any sort of altercation because you got a game to play as long as you hold this lead. I know for Oviedo, if you come back, you don't want to be missing that next game. But either way, there's got to be a guy, someone's got to know to pull those guys away instead of adding to it.
Correct.
Now, I know what started it. It was a hit and then a player coming over to stick up for his teammate, but that's between those three guys. The other extracurriculars, you can't add to it. That's my side. You can't add to an altercation. You know, obviously it should be avoided to begin with, but if something starts, as a teammate, you can be as angry as you want. You can go hit him on the field, but you can't add to it. As these players down here on this end having some fun in the break. Watching them down here shadow boxing. Attackman in the trying to see, that's the Viera defense and the attack from Oviedo. And this shows, I mean, there's no bad blood between these teams, but it's just the how you react.
All right, so I am going to show this because Jackson, you mentioned shadow boxing. Let's clarify for those watching at home.
Yeah.
So what shadow boxing is you move your hand away and the head, I believe, can't go the same direction as the hand.
Correct.
So
as the officials still getting this sorted out, we got looks like 2 in the box for each team. For Viera, it's going to be Cannon Velitis and Jonah Woodruff, and for Oviedo, it's going to be Keaton Renk and Blake McCaslin.
And now Viera wins a shadow boxing match.
Sideline lets him hear it.
Again, you know, look, these are teenagers, and
yeah. So yeah, both teams are going to be 2 men down. Is what it looks like it's going to shake out to. Don't know of any ejections or anything of that nature, but I do see 2 in the box for each team, and we'll go from there whenever we get back to play. Now we got Duck Duck Goose down here.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy, and Jackson Lynch is the goose, and he's not going to get him. Trey Ritter gets back, sits down. Jackson Lynch now is the goose.
This is awesome.
Here we go. Who's he going to tag? And he tags his teammate. Lynch goes around the horn. He's got to sit down. He'll beat him there. A nice run there by Jackson Lynch. Utah commit for Lacrosse, not duck, duck, goose. Stolas on the run. They try to bait him there, and he'll get back down in time. Quick duck, quick tag on Sean Hartman. Trey Ritter gets back around. Tough night for the goose as they go winless. As we'll get back to playing the playoff lacrosse game we came here for.
Jackson, have you ever thought you would, first of all, commentate shadow boxing and then commentate duck, duck, goose here on the Brevard Sports Network?
It's a hidden talent, man. That's something I'll never get. Maybe ESPN The Ocho or something.
I
don't think there's much money in duck, duck, goose yet.
Actually, you know what? That sounds like a perfect thing.
I'll take my contract any day. After that's all shaken out, we're going to play 4-on-4 lacrosse, and it's going to be the ball with the Oviedo Lions as we get back to play. I'll tell you what, as funny as that looked, playing as a D-pole in those situations, that's not surprising at all. The conversations you have while there's a stop in the action, some funny stuff. As Oviedo with the ball back up top, Brandon Barlow on the run, fakes the shot, plays it back from behind now with Trey Ritter. The goose rolls back right. Ritter bounce shot and deflected by Jackson Lynch. Backed up by Clint Crossley, who steps out of bounds. That's going to be an Oviedo turnover. Viera ball. As that ball skips up ahead now to Kevin Silva. Silva passes up to Christian Denon, who will lose it. Ball skips all the way back. And Brady Manning puts a stop on it, scoops it up. Manning passes back to the outside to his teammate Copeland Lee. And Lee will get it on the run. And back up across midfield is Clint Crossley. Now, despite it being 4-on-4, Oviedo's still down by 5 with 5 minutes to go. They've got to go to the goal here. You can't wait for these penalties to clear. You're even. Crossley will roll up top now, pressed out by Sean Hartman. Oviedo needs the score here. On the run is Trey Ritter. Ritter rolls back to X. Got to have a sense of urgency if you're Oviedo here. Barlow rolls back behind. That is the benefit for Viera of playing 4-on-4 is they can have 4 D-poles, be their entire defense, and have no short stick matchups. Barlow going in on Ben Van Genekten. Turnaround shot goes across the goal mouth for Barlow. And backed up by Trey Ritter. But again, if you're Oviedo, 4:17 to play, you're down 5. Your season's on the line right now. There's got to be a sense of urgency to try and score here. Liam Swisher with the ball now. Swisher driving inside, cranks a shot, goal Oviedo. And it's a hat trick for Liam Swisher with 4:07 to play. In this one, Oviedo back within 4. Swisher's third goal of the night, 36th of the season. And again, this game is not over.
No.
And I know it's, you got to lock back in on both these teams. You had a long break because of the altercation, but you got to focus back up defensively if you're Viera and offensively if you're Oviedo. Got to keep this going as all those penalties from the altercation are locked in. And we'll see how long they're for at this point, going on 2 minutes. So either they're 3-minute locked in or they may just be locked in for, I think, 5 minutes, the longest penalty they can assess. I'm not sure on that.
Yes.
No wings on the face-off anymore, so it's just a gentleman's duel at midfield. And that ball going to go over to the sideline. Last touched by Matt Denon for Viera. It'll be Oviedo ball again. I'll say that's a fun little face-off with no wings. Something I've never seen, probably won't see again, but letting the face-off guys go at it. And a false restart for Gavin Towers. Oviedo ball again, 3:47 to play. Towers will go right into Denon. Towers toeing the sideline, rolls down. Their feet get tangled together, loose ball. Scooped up by Oviedo. And a loose ball foul on Viera. Trey Ritter will bring it in now for Oviedo. Now they'll play 3-on-3. Unreal views here in the playoff game. Pass in front of the goal again. Shot, goal Oviedo. Here come the Lions again. Clint Crossley now with a hat trick. And this is where you can't get caught sleeping if you're Viera defensively, especially there. It's 3-on-3. And Crossley with his 33rd goal of the season, and it's 13-10.
And now you're under 3.5 minutes, which means if you're Viera,
You've got to keep it in the box offensively and have to make an effort towards the goal, meaning even if you're in the box, you can't just be standing around. And it's going to be Ben Van Genekten facing off now for Viera up against Asher Vale for Oviedo. 3:27 to play. I'll say this is one of the most bizarre endings to a lacrosse game I've ever seen, but this is a playoff game. Viera leads by 3. Van Genekten versus Vale. Ball kicked up ahead from Vale. Still loose. Van Genekten playing physical. It's another face-off win for Oviedo on the run. Brandon Barlow stops, steps, shoots, goal, Oviedo. Here come the Lions, only down 2 with 3:12 to play. It's 13-11. The tides are turning. 2 goals, 3 minutes. Can Oviedo continue the run? And this is right now, if I'm Coach Ward, you got to take a timeout.
Yes. I don't believe Coach Ward has called a timeout yet this half, so you've got to. I completely agree with you, Jackson. Call a timeout, settle everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you got to change your game plan right now because defensively you're playing 4-on-4 with all long poles. And as long as Oviedo can keep scoring and it's make it, take it lacrosse right now with the face-off circle as well, that's tiring out this defense. And with only 4 guys out there, you don't have that help. This is boding well for Oviedo if they can keep this going. Ball goes down again, so does the face-off man for Oviedo. Matt Denon will win one for Viera. Well, we got whistles here on the field. And there is the timeout from Coach War. Lets his face-off man win it. Viera will get possession with exactly 3 minutes to play. But this game, as far from over as it gets, 13-11, Viera leads. They're going to have to keep it in the box the rest of the way. And Oviedo's going to have to play aggressive defense. They can't let them stand around again with the ball or let them run around. You've got to pester them the whole way. Bizarre.
That was, yeah. This is, this, I think, either way, is a first for me.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from, we've seen altercations happen in high school sports. But then during the break of them sorting it out, you see shadow boxing, duck, duck, goose, and then out of nowhere, Oviedo explodes for 3 goals.
But this is something you don't practice. I mean, you practice man down at all levels. I mean, I've practiced 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s as a defender. But that's more for rotations.
Right.
You're not practicing 4-on-4 and 3-on-3 as much, especially at a full
That's
field scale. So for the defense, for the offense, it's easier to adapt. You're still dodging, passing, shooting. The defense, you have a lot more field to cover.
Correct.
And it's all different.
3-on-3s, 4v4s, that's more like something fun you do kind of after practice. Like, hey, guys, great game last night. Let's scrimmage, little 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and everyone kind of has fun with it. You don't practice it for game time opportunity.
With your season on the line as well.
Correct.
3 minutes to go. Biggest key now, though, is the Hawks have the ball again. And if they can control the clock, they can try and put this one away. Connor Mann will roll right back to X, and they got to keep it in the box and keep it moving. Goodman steps, passes high. Velitis brings it in. The penalties are cleared. We'll go back 6-on-6 now, back to normal with 3 minutes to go. Goodman outside of the box.
So maybe that rules.
That's definitely a rule, and as far as I knew, it was 3 minutes, and Viera leaves the box there, and the officials don't call anything. Again, unless I'm wrong on the rules, that's a blatant miscall by the officials. 2:20 to go in the game. Pass back up top to Cody Wessel. Wessel makes a dodge, gets inside. Wessel passes off to Kenan Velitis. They'll play it back behind now with Connor Hoffman. Swim dodge for Matt Goodman. Back up top to Connor Mann, now to Cody Wessel. 2 minutes to go. Up top, McNamara shoots. Backed up by Matt Goodman. 1:56 to play. The Hawks just need to continue running the clock. Goodman from behind. Rolls back inside. Skips it out over to Kenan Velitis. And now back to Matt Goodman again. Goodman feeds. Oviedo's got to be on their hands here. Hoffman with way too much space. Oviedo down by 2. Got to double the ball here. Got to do something. Velitis finally pressured back behind. Oviedo got to double the ball. Now they'll finally double with 1.5 minutes to go. Still not doubling the ball. Oviedo letting them hold it here. McNamara rolls back up top. Passes back over to Velitis. Oviedo trying to apply the pressure. Velitis passes back off to Goodman. Viera killing the clock. No pressure from Oviedo. Goodman stays in the corner of the box this time. Heaves it across. Dropped by Velitis. Ball is free. 1 minute to go. Oviedo has it out of bounds. And it's Viera ball with 59 seconds to play.
Wow. You want to talk about the ultimate game of keep away.
Oviedo just not pressuring the ball. At this point, you got to forget about the open man. Just double the ball, and we're going to get a flag in here on the play. And that's going to go on Oviedo for something I'm guessing was reactionary. And that's the worst case scenario for Oviedo, to put yourselves man down with 59 seconds to go. And now, I mean, this is a really rough situation because you got to play the ball, almost double the ball. But if you're doubling the ball, then you're almost playing, 6-on-3 behind you,
right.
5-on-3 behind you. But you got to do it. I mean, you've got to get the ball here. They wasted way too. I mean, Viera got it back after that timeout with 3 minutes flat. It's been 2 minutes and 1 second since then.
Yes.
And pressure was just applied at the 1:30 mark. I mean, you got to go immediately. You got to throw it all in the kitchen sink right now. Your season's on the line. I mean, knowing that Viera has to keep it in the box as well, there's nowhere for them to go at some point. Now they let him leave. .59 seconds to go in the game. Viera ball, they'll go man up. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Oviedo looking like they're going to pull the goalie. I've seen this in hockey. I've never seen this in lacrosse.
Wow, okay. This is an interesting strategy.
So they're essentially will be playing even 6-on-6, but with no goalkeeper. And in lacrosse, a position player cannot step in and play goalie. So if someone's wrapping around and a pole can't step in the crease and try and block a shot, you can't do that. Now, if they're outside the crease, you can get in the way of a shooter, but you can't go in the crease and play goalie. So they're not going to have a goalkeeper. Cannon Velitis rolls off a defender, back inside. Back up top, McNamara to seal it. Goal number 6-5, doesn't matter. Aiden McNamara with the icing on the cake with 46.8 to go. Viera leads by 3. But I'll tell you what, it's not over yet. But Oviedo's going to need pretty much face-off win goal, face-off win goal. It's very difficult, I'll say that. But that's one, if you know they're going to keep an empty net, you can score whenever you want. If I'm Viera, I would have waited a little longer and then taken your free goal. McNamara took the first chance. Now, very good chance that doesn't end up hurting him. But again, just, taking the safest route. As they'll head back to face off. Matthew Denon for Viera versus Asher Vale for Oviedo. 46.8 seconds to go. Oviedo as well, I believe, still has at least one timeout. They have not used them, if they have one. As ball kicked up ahead by Matthew Denon, and a big face-off win for Viera. Denon into the box. He'll get pushed out of the box here. Again, no whistle from the officials after Viera leaves the box. Velitis picks it up. Again, no whistle from the officials. They'll just let him play outside the box. Velitis will get double-teamed here. Velitis running through defenders, finally gets rid of it to Matt Goodman, who will hold it behind under 20 seconds to go. And the Viera Hawks looking to survive and advance here in the regional quarterfinals in a bizarre game. The Viera Hawks will go 2-0 on the season over Oviedo as they survive and advance. The Viera Hawks pick up the win for the second time this season over Oviedo, as they'll put 0.3 seconds back up on the clock. And that will do it. Viera survives and advances as the Hawks defeat the Oviedo Lions 14-11 and will advance to most likely face Lake Mary in the regional semifinals. Say that one got tight at the end, but the Hawks prevail at home. They led from wire to wire, had some close moments, I think we saw it all tonight, but the Hawks come out on top again, and they will advance back to the regional semifinals, and they'll hit the road unless Lake Minneola can upset Lake Mary. Caleb, your final thoughts from this one?
What a game. Just from start to finish, this is one of the most bizarre but yet fun games I think I've ever been a part of here on the Brevard Sports Network in terms of lacrosse.
Absolutely. Heck of a game, and thanks to everyone for tuning in. I'd like to thank Insurance Pros of Florida once again. You can call them at 321-404-1234 and insuranceprosfl.com. I'd also like to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association for granting the Brevard Sports Network permission to broadcast these events. Again, tune into the Brevard Sports Network tomorrow for a baseball doubleheader, 3 o'clock, Satellite versus Key West, Game 3, and at 7 o'clock, Viera versus Dwyer, Game 2. We'll see you then on the Brevard Sports Network. Final score, Viera going back to the regional semifinals.